Hello all, welcome to the Basics.Academy. This is Smart Contract Security, Fundamentals and Auditing, a 5 units, 3 credit course in the BSc Blockchain Technology program. Let's get into it. Lecture 2 of Unit 3, Arithmetic and Data Handling Bugs. When the numbers lie, either you encounter an overflow, precision loss, truncation, or silently failing calls in Solidity. Money is just a UN 256. Get the math wrong and it vanishes. These are the 4 ways in which the math betrays you. First is overflow and underflow. Second is precision and rounding. Third is unsafe downcasting. And at last you have unchecked returns. One thing to remember is the EVM has no floating point and no automatic error propagation. Every one of these is invisible to the compiler. Integer overflow and underflow. There are no negative unsigned integers and no numbers above the type's ceiling. Cross either edge and the value wraps silently around. First, fixed width integers wrap around. Here you can see we have defined a variable unsigned integer 8 x whose value is 255. We all know that uint8 can represent the maximum value of 255. When you do x equal to x plus 1, x becomes 256. However, since uint8 can represent at max only 255, thus adding 1 to 255 overflows and makes x equal to 0. This has been caused due to integer overflow. Now let us take a look at another example. We have another variable called y which is of type uint8. We have initialized it to 0. When we subtract 1 from this 0, that becomes 255. Now this is the result of underflow. Before Solidity 0.8.0, the overflow and underflow errors were silently wrapped around. It was guarded only if you wrapped every operation in OpenZeppelin's safe. However, after 0.8.0 and later, overflow and underflow revert by default. There is no need to use OpenZeppelin SafeMath library because the overflow and underflow checks are inbuilt into the compiler. The next question is, suppose you want to skip overflow or underflow check in order to save gas. You can do that by writing the code inside the unchecked block. The unchecked block turns the checks off to save gas. You must handle it with care. How an underflow error mints unlimited tokens. On the left side, you can see the transfer function in which we check that the balance of message.sender minus v must be greater than equal to 0. And we also know unsigned integer is never less than 0. This is always true. So what happens if the balance of message.sender is 0? We pass in the value of v equal to 1. When y was of type uint8 and that time on subtracting 1 from y, that assigned the value 255 to the y variable. This happened in case of uint8. Here we are talking about uint. In this case, if the balance of message.sender is 0 and we pass in the value of v as 1, it becomes 1.15 into 10 raised to 77. This is the maximum value that can be represented by uint 256. Hence, due to the underflow bug, the caller of transfer function can now transfer unlimited tokens to the address that is being passed inside the function argument. So this check is fatal as it can lead to underflow bugs, which can in turn lead to unlimited minting of tokens. Now coming to the secure part of this, here we have a transfer function. Since we know that uint will never be less than 0, so the correct check would be to check that the balance of message.sender must be greater than or equal to v. In this case, if the balance is 0 and v is passed as 1, in that case this check will flow, this check will be false, hence this will be rewarded because the required condition fails. However, if you are using Solidity compiler version 0.8 or anything above that, when this line executes and if the balance of message.sender is 0 and v is 1, it will revert by default. On using Solidity compiler version 0.8.0 or anything above that, the overflow and underflow checks are implemented by default. However, this comes at a cost because for each addition or subtraction, the compiler performs overflow or underflow check. If you want to skip this check entirely, you can do so by writing the code inside an unchecked block. Use the keyword unchecked, then opening curly braces. Inside that, do the addition or the subtraction. Note one thing over here, whatever addition or subtraction you do inside the unchecked block, this can overflow or underflow. Hence, whenever you do unchecked, it is your responsibility to ensure that the code will never overflow or underflow. Use unchecked only when safe. Example, a loop counter you have already bounded. If you have written a for loop that goes from I equal to 0 to I equal to 100, instead of incrementing the value of I inside the for loop itself, from within the for loop, write an unchecked block and inside that do I++. SafeMath is now legacy. Nobody uses it. However, if you are using compiler version less than 0.8, then you must use SafeMath. Also, it is recommended to audit every unchecked block because it reopens SWC101. What is the golden rule? Prefer the default. Reach for unchecked only with the proof that overflow is impossible in that block. Precision loss and rounding. The EVM has no decimals. Every division truncates, and the order you multiply and divide decides whether users are paid correctly or paid zero. It is recommended to always divide last, not first. Reward is being calculated as amount divided by total staked into pool. What if the amount is less than total staked? Since Solidity supports only integer types, when amount is less than total staked, the calculation will be equal to 0 and the reward will become 0. So what you should do? You should always do multiplication first and then at last divide. Some things to keep in mind. Integer division truncates towards 0. So 7 by 2 is 3, not 3.5. Scale up for fixed point math. If you want to do decimal calculations inside Solidity, then you must use some scaling factor. For example, 1% is equal to 10,000. In that case, you are scaling the value of percent by 10,000. Round in the protocol's favor. Decide the direction explicitly. The third type is unsafe typecasting or downcasting. So you have an unsigned integer 256 called as big. Now you are downcasting uint256 to uint64. In this case, what happens? The higher order bits are dropped. So this is the disadvantage of unsafe downcasting, wherein you change the larger data type to a smaller data type, which leads to loss of higher order bits. If you use OpenZeppelin's SafeCast library, this ensures whenever truncation happens, that will revert. Signed, unsigned casts are equally dangerous. If there is, let us say you have -1 and typecasting that to uint256. So this becomes 2 raised to 256 minus 1 and not an error. Some things to keep in mind. The Solidity compiler 0.8 does not check casts. You have to do it explicitly by using OpenZeppelin's SafeCast library. What are the common victims? Packing values into small bits. The next type is unchecked low-level return values. ERC20's transfer function returns a Boolean value. What if you are not checking that value at all? Apart from that, whenever you are making a low-level call or transferring ETH using the .call assembly operation, if you do not check the return value, you are assuming that your code is working as expected. We are doing token.transfer. Here the return values are ignored. Silent failure. What if after this successful transfer, we were supposed to call this? Now, since we are not capturing the return value of this transfer function, we are assuming that it got executed successfully. And by default, we are then making target.call, which is not true and can have serious impacts. So what is the secure pattern? First of all, whenever you are doing transfer for ERC20 token, use OpenZeppelin's safe ERC20 and then instead of calling .transfer, call token.safeTransfer. Now this will revert on false or no return. And Once you make a low level call using the dot call assembly operation, capture the return value and check the return value is true. If not, then mark that as call failed. Failure that looks like success. Low level call, send, and non-reverting ERC20 transfers, all of them return a boolean instead of throwing. Ignore it and the contract proceeds as if funds moved when they did not. So always check the boolean or wrap tokens in safe ERC20, which normalizes the inconsistent ERC20 behavior into a reward. How to find the arithmetic bugs? First, confirm the compiler version. Is it greater than or equal to 0.8.0? If not, every unguarded operation is a suspect. Audit every unchecked block and casting, overflow or truncation. Demand justification for each one of this. At last, let us review the checklist. First, ensure the compiler is greater than or equal to 0.8.0. Then, every unchecked block must be justified. Check whether multiplication follows before division. Check whether SafeCast library is being used on all downcasts. Fifth step, every call, send, transfer, return value must be checked or ERC20 must be used. To summarize arithmetic bugs in one page, first is overflow or underflow. If the compiler version is 0.8 plus, it reverts by default, but unchecked blocks and explicit casts are not protected. In case of precision, integer division truncates. Make sure multiplication follows before division and pick your rounding direction. Downcasting, uint256 to u drops high bits silently. Use OpenZeppelin's SafeCast to revert on overflow. Return values, in case of call, send, ERC20 transfer, these can fail quietly. That wraps up this session. If it helped, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Questions? Drop them in the comments below. See you in the next lecture.